Hey guys, welcome to the studio. I gotta be honest, I spent like half an hour on Instagram and went through some of my DJ friends' Instagram story. I watched like Lost Frequencies, as you know, my past two releases were released on his label. Robin Schulz, also Buddy, know his manager and everything. Like, judging based on the Instagram stories of other DJs, producers, it seems like we're back to normal. We're back to 100%. As you know, the scene got entirely crippled due to COVID. It's now going on for almost 2 years. And finally, things start rolling again. So I would love to address that in today's video, talk about how the scene changed, where I see the future of the scene, who really suffered, who didn't suffer at all, some people that actually won big time, and some that lost a whole lot. Because there are things in the background going on no one actually really knows. So let's get started. So first of all, like almost again 2 years ago, COVID hit the industry hard, extremely hard, and worldwide. Usually if something happens, let's say a new law that clubs have to close at 2 in the morning in a country, then people just go somewhere else, especially DJs, producers. They just start DJing somewhere else. The prices for DJs in Vegas are up, in Dubai are up, and some other countries. So most DJs go there to DJ. Also, China is a huge, new, evolving market where the booking fees are extremely high. So a lot of DJs tend to go where the money is at. But due to COVID, all of it was gone. There was no partying nowhere, no traveling nowhere. Like, it came to a full stop entirely. And even some countries where it was still allowed to party, DJs that went there to DJ got a huge shitstorm, especially at the very beginning of COVID, for doing so. So basically all DJs stayed at home. I know a friend, he's like part of the visual stage kind of design of Taylor Swift, and he told me at the very beginning that they canceled everything for 2 entire years. They said already at the beginning of COVID, they will start planning touring again in 2022 at the beginning. So in a couple of months, they will start planning touring. So the huge superstars will probably start touring at the beginning of next year, probably mostly in the US, because already for a while, there are almost no restrictions over there. And here in Europe, especially Germany, it's a little more conservative. So clubs, yes, they are open already for 3 or 4 months, but people still don't really go there. Like most clubs that I see on Instagram or like friends of mine DJing at clubs, they say it's all a little weird. People are just still like hesitating. No one's touching anyone else. People aren't used to standing close to each other, and that's kind of ruining the atmosphere and the vibe a little. I experienced basically the same at ADE. I was there like 2-3 weeks ago in Amsterdam. Like, the party part wasn't canceled. The convention was canceled due to most people attending and paying for it are actually from the US. And a lot of people that were meant to speak there, do panels and shows, couldn't go there and travel there. So it was mostly like Dutch people, German people, some from the UK, but only a few. Some people from France and Belgium, but that was basically it. And then let's talk about the DJs and producers. I think like producers didn't suffer as much. People that only produce, they could still ghost produce for other people, produce your own music. Spotify went up, YouTube went up, everything went up that you can do at home. Shows for DJs all mostly canceled. The superstar DJs didn't worry that much about it. They had money saved up and piled up and other income sources, no problem. The hobby DJs, the very low ones, also no suffer because they never ever made any kind of money with gigs, or maybe just a few gigs, still had another job and stuff like that. But like the lower middle tier kind of, where I consider myself being part, like at least partially, because I still make other stuff. Luckily, this way I was like kind of safe during COVID. But I had not a single show during that time. ADE was my first DJ gig in 1.5 years. So that kind of income source is missing. Luckily, again, I do other stuff, producing music, YouTube, and more. But some of my friends that are only DJs, like local DJs, or maybe a DJ that is touring within Europe, they suffered heavily. For them, DJing is 95% of their income, entirely gone. Some of them got other jobs, some of them got some state help money, which is really nice by the state. Some countries did it, some didn't do it, but definitely helped them. But the hard truth is some of them might never ever recover again. Even if the scene might go back to normal, they won't recover, or they have another job, got too old, or maybe the momentum of their last bigger single hit was kind of gone. So that's kind of tough. And then the clubs themselves, some survived. I think most even survived. They got, again, here in Germany, some state help and money, did donations, sold t-shirts, and got huge tax benefits. I know in some countries, some clubs even made more money than usually because they laid off all of the people that usually work there, cut everything down to just the rent usually, and then got state help, state tax kind of benefits. And if you were smart about it, you could actually gain money, which I think is again, maybe the wrong thing, but this way they could survive. So the people suffering again were the smaller people, the employed people, doing the bar, cleaning the place, security, and those kind of people. But what about the future? Like, I personally talk to a lot of people at ADE. Some of my friends run clubs, some of my friends are bigger superstar DJs, and I talk to all of them a little, and like most said that definitely the booking fees went down by a lot. For the superstar DJs, they went down by half because they want to DJ. Everyone wants to DJ. Everyone wants to be back in a club, and the clubs had a tough time. So those prices are down, which some people might say is a good thing because the fees were high, way too high, maybe even for some people. So they're now by half reduced. And for the smaller DJs, it's also half, sometimes even less. For example, I used to DJ in a local club here, and I asked them now if I could DJ there again, and they said, no, sorry, we cannot pay you anything. We can't pay you what we used to pay you. You can DJ basically for free, and that's it. And no more guest list. So back in the days before COVID, the guest list was at least like 20, 30 people. The club actually liked it if you put people on the guest list. Yes, they didn't make any money from the entrance fee, but people still went there and spent 50 bucks on drinks. So right now, no more guest lists. Most clubs that I know, they reduced the guest list down to basically nothing. And then the really amazing and good news at least for the scene, Miami Ultra is back. It was canceled 2 times due to COVID. The first time was like very urgent canceled because it was right at the beginning where no one knew what will happen. Second time, it wasn't even announced. And now the third time, it will actually take place. I'll go there. I'll check out how it is. I actually never went there for Ultra, so my first time, looking forward to it. The previous 2 times, I was thinking about going there, but then COVID came up and I was like, no, that's too risky to buy tickets and then it's going to be canceled. But yeah, these bigger events, conventions, festivals are back. Also here in my hometown, the first big festival is announced for January. Of course, just vaccinated people. And I hope that it's not going to go back to worse again. I hope we're now at a stable point and slowly, steady get it down to 0 corona infected people in the city, in Europe, all around the world, and just back to normal. I think we're over the bump of the worst kind of part. I don't see another lockdown happening. I don't see clubs closing again as long as people get vaccinated. Let me know what you think about this entire situation. Is the worst over? Is there something bad coming up? Do you think it's the right thing to open up clubs and festivals again? Is partying cool again? Let me know. Let me know about it in the comments. Don't forget, there's a new sample pack out. I will put it down below in the description. And also, I got the first part of my Halloween costume. So if you're interested to check out, I'm invited to a really cool, big, fat Halloween party. Won't film it here on this channel. It's all on my Instagram. Also linked down below. Definitely tune in. This will be epic.